Today we are joined by Francis Siwela, our Legal Communications Officer. Francis will share valuable insights on why having a will is essential. A will is a legal document that outlines how a person's assets and responsibilities should be handled after they pass away. Despite its importance, many people in South Africa do not have one, which can lead to disputes, delays, or financial hardship for loved ones. Having a will ensures that your wishes are respected, your family is protected, and the estate is distributed fairly. Good day, Francis. How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. How do you see the role of wills in building financial responsibility and planning for the future?
Look, it is essential to have a will in South Africa. Actually, a competent person who's supposed to get a will must be 16. If you are 16, you qualify to draft a will for yourself, to create a legacy. Why do you have to have or plan to have a will? You need to decide who's going to be receiving your legacy. If you have children who are minor, you have to appoint a guardian who can take care of them. You have to protect your legacy. You must have when you die, because when you live, you can accumulate more assets. But it's not nice to die not planning or organizing your assets. You need to appoint people who's going to be beneficiaries and give them percentage as you wish. It gives a peace of mind for yourself who are drafting it and for the people who are going to be living, because when a person is dead, there is a lot of emotions there. So then they're going to know. And to go there also, when you've drafted the will, you don't have to hide it. You have to inform the family. As you drafted the will, you put it safe in a safety place. You don't have to show them, but you have to tell them. So that when that time comes, because death is inevitable, we can die anytime. You can take a car and drive off, then you can die. So it is important that we draft our will, we have to plan. By the way, in South Africa, there is a stat that says 75% of population does not draft wills. So it is essential for a person to plan when his assets must be distributed.
When do you think a person should start thinking about creating a will?
Like I indicated earlier on, as soon as possible. We're living in an era now where a child who's 16 can have small business. Now they freelance. They have what we call the podcast. They can have they can do what you call the cryptocurrency, the digital assets. You have to cover them. They can open what we call the digital account. When you draft the will, you can able to indicate that, to say, I have this. So a will actually speak of the assets that you work for. However, even though you don't have assets, you have a cell phone, start to draft the will. Train yourself to draft the will. If maybe there is something that's going to be happening in your life, an event, we are getting married, you also have to update your will.
How important do you think it is for every adult in South Africa to have a will?
It is very important. We tend to take, especially if I can give an example with our grandmothers or grandfathers, that those who are grant beneficiaries, they have assets. Maybe their assets, it could be they have farms, they have land, they have property, but they are not educated. I think it is high time whereby we have to educate them how important to draft the will, as old as they are. And also you find people who are really elderly, who did not actually are not educated as to, even though they are teachers, retired teachers, nurses, they don't have wills, but they have assets. It is important. I call it a love letter that you are writing to the people that are going to be reading for you. Draft it. It is important. This month, September, is a national will month. So when you check if maybe you don't have a legal practitioner who can able to assist you, you can Google anywhere. You can get those legal offices whereby you can go and draft yourself a will. A will is something that you have to write it down. It's not something that you are thinking about. You can think, but it's not a will. It must be written down. It must be signed each page, and a person who qualifies to sign for those pages, it must be 14 years and above to sign. When you sign a will, when you drafted a will, you are done. To sign it, there must be 2 witnesses, and you must be the third person. You need to be in that room to sign it. In that manner, we call it a will. Then you send it. You keep the copy for yourself in a secret place. Then you send the duplicate to your company. Some they use their HR. Us, we can able as Workerslife to keep those the duplicates for our clients.
Does Workerslife Insurance have an option of creating wills, and how does it work?
Certainly we do. We have what we call the manual form, whereby if you visit one of our branches, they can print it for you. But because it is a beneficiary, we see it is important. We also have the app online, whereby we can able to assist you how to complete it. There are competent consultants who can assist you with maybe the legal wording there that are difficult. You cannot able to understand what does it mean. We are available to assist our clients to complete their wills. There will be no excuses as to why they're not drafting their wills.
Do you know anyone who has experienced issues because they didn't have a will?
There are many cases. For example, if I can give a scenario of one case whereby a member dies, the member calls us. The brother bought a car on his behalf because he was not qualifying. The brother died. When the brother died, there was no will. So he had to speak to the children. They got the letter of authority, but they did not want to give our member the letter of authority so that he can take to get that car under his name. So it was a family feud. So if you are not drafting a will, there is a saying that says, if there is no will, there is no way. It is better to have it, and it's also critical that they must amend their will. If they're getting married, if there is a child involved, or you divorce, you have to amend. If you have the online will, you have an access to do that anytime.
If you were advising someone who hasn't made a will yet, what would you tell them?
With whatever that I've explained, I would say run, crawl, draft the will. Know who's going to be receiving your legacy.
Thank you, Francis, for sharing your valuable insights on the importance of having a will.
Thank you so much for having me.
If you would like to get covered by Workerslife Insurance, please do not hesitate to visit www.workerslife.co.za. Click on the option of Build My Cover and build your cover tailor-made just for you. And if you would like to speak to a specialized consultant, don't hesitate. Please call us on 0861 520 520. Workerslife, protecting your future.